Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is your boy, Slim Jim Jammer. Jimmy coming out of Brooklyn. Today on Slim Jim Jammer Z. Today we're going to be talking sports.
Sports, my guy. Talking about balls, bats, hands, throwing, kicking. Now,
It's basketball season. It's finals time for basketball. LeBron James is in the finals yet again, taking on the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler. There's a constant debate raging. Son of a truck. There's a constant debate raging, and probably will into the future. Who is the GOAT? The greatest of all time. Is it Michael Jordan or LeBron James? There will be people who will come and go, no, it's Kareem, or no, it's Wilt Chamberlain. But most modern folks they're arguing over MJ or LeBron. I want to pose the argument that they are incomparable. Just because they play the same sport doesn't mean that the circumstances that brought them, all the different statistics that they have, all the circumstances that brought them to have are not the same. Therefore, they can't truly be compared. I think you can only truly compare contemporaries. You can't compare films from different eras. You can't compare music from different eras, truly. You can compare things to what it was competing against at the time. But if you compare a song from 100 years ago to now, there are different circumstances that lead you to have a lot more access, ability, skill. It's just a totally different set of circumstances. Michael Jordan started playing basketball in 1984, and LeBron James started playing basketball in 2003. LeBron literally started playing the year after Jordan retired. Jordan, playing at 39 in 2002. When Jordan started playing, the top song was Prince, When Doves Cry. When LeBron started playing, the top song was In the Club by 50 Cent. You can't compare them. There's one that's better than the other, and we all know, but they're not comparable. You don't look and say, they're both music, so let me compare these two. There's nothing that they have in common other than the fact that you listen to them both. You can find me in the club versus When the Doves Cry. One is about crying birds. The other is about popping bottles. Yeah, LeBron and Michael Jordan both dribbled the basketball, but they didn't compete against one another, sadly. The top movie in 1984 was Beverly Hills Cop. The top movie in 2003 was Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Are we trying to compare these two films? Beverly Hills Cop versus Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. In one, Cop gets onto the Force, and another cop is terribly racist to him. And he's got to overcome this set of racism, be accepted, so he can oppress other people. In another, a guy goes to a magical land to do magical things. It's the end of a very long saga of a guy dropping an ancient artifact into a big pool of goop. It's gonna destroy it. A movie that was exceedingly long. Frodo Baggins. Are we trying to compare Eddie Murphy to Elijah Wood? No one ever compares Elijah Wood to Eddie Murphy. And why do we not compare them both? Because it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous comparison. Yeah, they're both actors, but no one is ever thinking they are the same because they come from different eras and different types of film. And LeBron and Michael Jordan come from different eras and they play different types of basketball. Yeah, I get it. There were a lot more big men when Michael Jordan played. I get it. Oh, I know the rules were different. There was no defensive 3-second violation, stuff like that. I get it. It was a lot more physical. They didn't call nearly as many fouls in the old days. I get it. And that is why they're not comparable. You can't have this argument. Who's better, LeBron or Michael Jordan? Just because they both play basketball doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. There's a reason why you don't compare, coaches to players. And you don't compare managers to players because it just doesn't work. There's a reason why they're not trying to compare people like Shaq to Jordan. They play different positions. Come on, my guy. Really? I know. People just don't like LeBron James. It's fair. He has a personality, and he has an opinion, and he has a stance. And Michael Jordan had no opinion and had no stance. So people who want to stay out of politics, like Michael Jordan. People who are political, like LeBron. I'm glad that he has an opinion. That's great. And it's wonderful that he can express himself. And people who get mad about him having an opinion are simply people who can't deal with hearing other sides of a story. or can't deal with much, honestly. If you can't deal with people speaking their mind in a way that does not directly affect you, you need to reassess, my guy. When Michael Jordan was playing, Ronald Reagan was president, and it was the Cold War. And when LeBron came up, it was George Bush, and it was the Iraq War. Two very different conflicts. One, relatively imperialist. The other, relatively, yeah, I don't need to go into it, but not truly comparable. No one is comparing the Cold War to the Iraq War and trying to figure out which one was the greatest war of all time. No one is comparing Reagan to Bush and trying to figure out who was the most Republican president of all time. Come on, my guy. So this turned into a two-part shoot. I had posited the idea that Michael Jordan and LeBron James are truly incomparable. Why? The difference in the time periods that they came up, the difference in the game of basketball when they played, a lot of things about them makes them truly not comparable. If you're going to say who's better, who's the GOAT, greatest of all time, Michael Jordan or LeBron James. So, I thought though, if my argument is that they are incomparable, truly incomparable, great. But people will still argue over who's the best of all time. Now again, people don't so much argue anything else about the two gentlemen. Now, the argument between LeBron James and Michael Jordan has been over truly one thing. Who is the better basketball player? Since that argument can go on forever, and you can compare numbers and statistics that don't truly mean much. Let's really compare and see who is greatest of all time when it comes to everything that is in so much basketball. We're comparing the incomparables. So if we're going to start comparing the incomparables, we'll start with the classics. Things that are hard to change or impossible to. Height. Who's taller? Playing basketball, right, my guy? Michael Jordan, 6'6". LeBron James, 6'9". Winner, LeBron. Weight, who's heavier? Michael Jordan, listed at 198 pounds. Don't see why I don't go for the 2 extra, just go for the $2. LeBron James weighs 250 pounds. Winner, LeBron, in terms of bigosity. City of birth, who's gonna win? Michael Jordan, born Brooklyn, New York. LeBron James, born Akron, Ohio. Winner, Michael Jordan, by way of bias. Draft ranking. LeBron was the first overall pick. Michael Jordan, 3rd overall pick. Who was picked before MJ, my guy? Someone good, hopefully. Musculature. Now, Michael Jordan's 6'6", around 200. LeBron is 6'9", he's 250. LeBron is jacked. He's a big boy. Michael Jordan is little pup. People won't identify with Jordan because he's a little guy. LeBron comes through, steamrolls you because he's like a Mack truck. Winner, LeBron. Nicknames. These nicknames are ridiculous. I didn't even know about half of them. Let's rattle off their nicknames. LeBron James. King James. LBJ. The Chosen One. Bron, the Little Emperor. The Akron Hammer. And L-Train. Not bad. Michael Jordan's nicknames. Mike. Air Jordan. MJ. His Airness. Money. Black Cat. Mr. June. GOAT. It's your nickname already, my guy? Superman, Captain Marvel, Black Jesus. I'm gonna have to go with Black Jesus on this one. Michael Jordan wins. Although Bron is pretty hilarious. Handsomeness. Now, although LeBron is a bigger, stronger guy, MJ's got he's got the good looks, I think. Personally, I think he's a better looking dude. So handsomeness goes to MJ. Ability to complain to the refs. Both of these guys incredibly skilled at just straight whining about calls. Oh, he hurt me. Didn't you see that, ref? Didn't you see my guy? So they're both classic, and we can just run through some of the best moments of them just cryboing over here. But honestly, I think LeBron sort of became synonymous with like he's just like the creme de la creme of complaining to the referees. In the Nuggets series, Jamal Murray complaining that LeBron is too good at complaining to the refs and getting all the calls. Just that face. LeBron wins that one. Michael Jordan had Space Jam. But LeBron apparently has Space Jam 2 coming, so the jury and the verdict is still out on that one. Give advantage MJ, because Space Jam is legend, and until I see Space Jam 2 and you prove to me it's going to be a bigger piece of junk than Space Jam 1, I'm not going to give you the vote. The shoe company Michael Jordan has a shoe company worth like $1 billion. Kids are dying literally in the streets to get these shoes. People wear LeBron shoes. I don't even know. Never even heard of LeBron shoes. People wear LeBron shoes. Me in the editing room.
They're incomparable because of their material conditions.
Why? Because Michael Jordan got a lot richer than LeBron got?
Everyone likes Michael Jordan, nobody likes LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of, like, marketability, LeBron's not getting cast in movies. LeBron is...
Well, LeBron is... Apparently Space Jam 2 is going to happen.
Yeah, so yeah, but that's gonna be a sequel to something that was already created by Michael Jordan. It's not gonna be successful.
See, the thing about Michael Jordan that's different than LeBron is that people universally love Michael Jordan and people universally dislike LeBron. The difference between LeBron and Michael Jordan legacy-wise is that everyone loved Michael Jordan. Not everyone, but the growing consensus was that Michael Jordan was well loved in the basketball and world, just like the general celebrity world. He became probably the most famous celebrity athlete since Babe Ruth. So that was a big deal. And LeBron is the guy that everybody loves to hate. Like, no, people don't like LeBron James. A big reason, again, I think for this is that LeBron James constantly has an opinion, and he's always speaking his mind. And Michael Jordan never had an opinion on anything that wasn't basketball. He just wanted to win. And that was really easy for people to identify with because he just never projected his own personality into his legacy. And LeBron has many times. I can't go on Facebook without somebody being like,
LeBron, get off your high horse about social justice. LeBron, I can't believe you supported China.
So it's always like things like this. Video games. Michael Jordan came up in a completely different generation of video games, obviously, than LeBron. And if you look at the way that businesses have been, big businesses are swallowed up all the small businesses, and it happened with video games. There just was a greater variety of basketball video games when Michael Jordan was in the game. Now it's like NBA 2K. Do people even play NBA Live anymore? I don't think so. Michael Jordan definitely appeared in more basketball video games. You know, we could see who had more covers, but at the end of the day, I decided to play a game, basketball video game, NBA 2K20. I didn't buy 21 because I'm not rich like everybody out there, but I got the last one when it was on the cheap, and I played. So we'll show you what happened in that game, where essentially I played as the modern day Lakers against Michael Jordan, and I used the 98 Bulls rather than so he'd lost a step or something. But I creamed him. Let me show you. Let's cut to that.
Finish him!
Oh no, I ain't messing with you. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, I'm not messing with you. Oh my God.
Now, Michael Jordan wore a series of ridiculously large suits. Hilariously funny suits. Also, again, him coming out of the 80s and going into the 90s, different fashion times. LeBron also trying to be a fashion icon, wearing a lot of ridiculous stuff. The post-game interview and wearing glasses that he doesn't need to see with, stuff like that. But we can just run through some of the looks, the classic LeBron versus Michael Jordan looks, and see whose fashion do we like more? Whose fashion is more iconic? Who are we going to remember more in the future for not just what they did on the court, but what they did off the court? And I'm talking about walking down the road in a suit with shorts, my guy. Fashion, it's hard for me to decide now. Can we decide in post-production editing, Jim? Hairline. A lot has been made of LeBron James's hairline and how it's disappearing. How he's tried to hide that fact, but now he can't. Michael Jordan, very early in his career, little shave head. Later on, totally bald. Hard to know. He did that just to look crisp or because he had to. But because he committed to the bald head look, everybody was wanting to rock a bald head after Michael Jordan. And no one is thinking to themselves, I wish I could have a receding hairline like LeBron. So hairline, you gotta go with MJ. Beard. Now, when Michael Jordan was in his playing days, he only rocked a little mustachio. LeBron's got a series of beards. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm biased. There's no reason I would lean one way or another. It's not like the answers are all over my face. I gotta go with my bearded brethren. And, you can say nice mustache. And, Michael Jordan had a classic stash like maybe Will Smith did or like Eddie Murphy did, a mustache that they had for like their whole career. But MJ loses by default for when he decided to go full-on Charlie Chaplin into Adolf stash in Hanes commercials and stuff. We can't abide by this mustache. This mustache is disqualification. Bron wins that round. Tattoos. From all I can gather, Michael Jordan doesn't have any tattoos. LeBron James is tattooed. Winner by default, LeBron James. How do his tattoos look? But if you had some tattoos to compete with, maybe you'd be in the game, MJ. Maybe you'd be in the game. Documentary on the legacy of your life. Jury is still out because I'm sure they'll do a big LeBron James documentary when it's all said and done, especially with what ends up happening in him and the finals and Jimmy Butler and Miami Heat. But at this moment, advantage LeBron, last dance. What about the face when LeBron scores on you or MJ scores on you and you just look like a pathetic putz, and then they get to stand over your like basketball corpse as they dunked on your head? Who had the better, more intimidating look post-basket? Now we're talking going up to the basket dunking. LeBron is a monster when it comes to dunking, I'm not gonna lie, but the tongue out Michael Jordan on his shoe, him dunking, so he can't, I don't think LeBron can win on that as much as he's great at dunking. But who looked like more of a beast? Who do you feel more ashamed or shamed by after they put you to shame? And the answer is, it's hard to decide until I look through all the images. Advantage, winner. The memes. Now, Michael Jordan memes are classic. They're timeless. It could be some of the greatest memes of all time, Michael Jordan memes. LeBron memes, though, are plentiful. People like Michael Jordan, although he can be a ridiculous character sometimes. The memes are very pointed, I feel like, with Michael Jordan, and incredibly memorable. Just like all those championships. Like his memes, they transcend generations. People are going to be remembering those memes many years from now. The LeBron memes are everywhere. For one, there's just a lot more media coverage of LeBron now than there was of Michael Jordan then, by the nature of just the expansion of technology and things like that in the future. But at the same time, people dislike LeBron quite a bit, so there's a lot of memes just making fun of him. The memes that are making fun of MJ are like, look, MJ did something funny, and we'll relate that to something else. The LeBron memes are just going at him, saying, look, LeBron's a baby, LeBron is this, LeBron is that. So at the end of the day, I think that if we had to say who was the winner on the memes, we're going to go with Michael Jordan. He wins the meme round. Although LeBron, he's coming in strong. I mean, we got LeBron memes. We got LeBron memes. You get a LeBron meme. You get a LeBron meme. We all get LeBron memes. But will we remember any of them? Or have they left the basketball sphere? Now, people give LeBron a lot of flack because he would leave his teams all the time. He played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He played for the Miami Heat. He played for the Los Angeles Lakers. And they're like, oh, well, MJ, you only played for 2 teams. People like to conveniently forget that he came back and played for the Washington Wizards. But he did. He came back and he played for the Wizards. So, you can't just go on this MJ played his whole career on one team bit, because that didn't happen. He came back and he played for a different team, and they were awful. The Wizards were terrible. He worked in the front office. Give me a break, my guy. So that's not like, LeBron is worse because he played for 3 teams and MJ only played for 2 teams. If MJ played for just the Bulls, maybe. So if we're going to go on what teams did you play for, like the quality of the clubs, the Bulls and the Wizards versus Cleveland, Miami, and the Lakers. The Bulls were a scrub team until MJ got there, and they've essentially been a scrub team since he left. So the Bulls are like not in great shakes, with the exception of Michael Jordan. That's great for his legacy, but not great for the team. The Wizards, give me a break, my guy. Like, nobody cares about the Wizards. Cavaliers, the same way. Ugh, come on. Cleveland, I'm sorry, guys. It's not you guys it just didn't become a sports town even when you got that chip. Miami Heat, I know you guys had Dwayne Wade in that whole situation you did before. You run well, you're Miami Heat, but it's not, come on. Florida sports, my guy. I got family down there. I'm sorry, my friends. But then LeBron played for the Lakers, one of the, if not the most storied team, being like maybe Boston, the second most storied team in all of basketball.
So people trying to talk smack this or that. I kind of got to go advantage, maybe Bron there, but if we're talking about what uniform looked the coolest, I like the Bulls or Miami because I like black and red. It's like the inverse of each other's uniforms. Logo-wise, has got the mean bull face. The other one's got a flaming basketball. Kind of a wash, maybe. Then he got the drama. LeBron's causing drama because he's speaking his mind. You know, he's advocating for a cause. He believes in Black Lives Matter, and he's on Twitter, and he's talking about stuff. People don't like that. And Michael Jordan caused a lot of drama, too. Oh, I quit basketball. I gotta go play baseball. Oh, I quit basketball again. I gotta stop my legacy here because I won't play for another coach. Oh, I'm back to basketball again. You know, so both of them caused a lot of drama. Michael Jordan's drama, you know, made people go nuts and drove up the ratings. LeBron's drama made people angry and drove down the ratings. So I have to say that I gotta give the drama advantage to Michael Jordan. They made a whole movie out of the drama with Michael Jordan. Space Jam came from like, I'm quitting basketball, baseball, now I'm playing basketball against cartoon aliens. So you gotta give the advantage on the drama to MJ. So we're gonna tally up the points right now, and I'm gonna record 2 endings, and we're gonna see who wins. So the winner is, of the incomparables, the things that don't truly matter when it comes to LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. Drum roll, please. And the winner is Michael Jordan. I'm just as surprised as you. I know. When you take all these other things into account that don't truly matter, then we really get to the bottom, to the nitty-gritty of who is truly important and who is truly the best. And now that we know, don't we all feel better?
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. We'll be here every week with a new episode. You can follow me on Instagram at SlimJimJammer. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.